Hello there, it's Ruth at Artful Stampin', and here are a set of cards that I made for On Stage 2016. I was very privileged to be sent the in colours ahead of time to have a play to create samples, and here we have a collection of cards that are really simple to make. All you need is pretty much the 5 in colours, the 5 in colour cardstock, and whatever images that you would like to choose. Now, these, I was fortunate to be sent some a stamp set ahead of time and use these to stamp these, but you can use whatever you have in your collection. Right, so basically all these different backgrounds are combinations of the 5 new in colours. So if I start simply with this one here, this is Emerald Envy across here, Dapper Denim here, and the Peekaboo Peach up there. And I love how the Peekaboo Peach is just gorgeous for creating like a sunsetty background. It's a really gorgeous warm colour, and when sponged onto the very vanilla, it just blends beautifully with the Emerald Envy. It makes this kind of like almost sort of limey, going towards the limey colours here. And then mix then the Dapper Denim with the emerald just creates this really kind of very rich bluey green effect here. And again, that's what I used for this one here, but then set it off with the 2 different backgrounds, and it kind of gives it a whole different look by when you mat it on a different background. So as you can see, the way I actually created these 2 pieces was I cut out the cardstock and I actually stamped this stamp. This stamp is a whole stamp, and I stamped it in one go. And then this little birdie is an individual stamp that you can then stamp wherever you want the birdie to be. Now the sentiments that I've used, I actually cut this one down because was it this one? No, it was this one. I'm sorry. This sentiment here says, just sitting here thinking of you. So I just used the thinking of you part and stuck that down there. So then after I embossed with the white embossing powder, I used the Versamark ink pad and threw the white embossing powder over the top of it, heated it up, and that gives that really lovely kind of stark contrast there. I then got my blender pen and dipped it in the Dapper Denim ink pad and just coloured in the wood part of the seat there, just to give it a little bit more of a contrast. And with this one, I dipped it in the Emerald Envy to kind of give it a green seat effect. Right, with these 2 here, I'll talk about this one in a second. With these 2 here, I used a combination then of the Flirty Flamingo, the Sweet Sugar Plum, and the Peekaboo Peach, and it creates such a gorgeous kind of warm, vibrant background to put anything you want on, really. I mean, I love this adorable little cat that just is sort of lying there, sitting there, and I really wanted to kind of show off the background to its best and just popped it down there in the corner. And then with this one, I used a little bit of the, not a little bit, a lot actually, sorry, the Sweet Sugar Plum, then the Flirty Flamingo and the Peekaboo Peach in the background there. And used a blender pen just to colour in the Sweet Sugar Plum, just to make the seat stand out a little bit more. Okay, so then this one I think actually has a touch of every single colour. So it has the pink, the Flirty Flamingo, Peekaboo Peach, the Dapper Denim down there, maybe a hint of the Sweet Sugar Plum, I think, maybe just a little hint of it there, and then a tiny little hint maybe of the Emerald Envy. But if I didn't sponge it on, I certainly used it on the leaves to colour in that really cute little flower pot. And if I can get that to focus, you'll be able to see the detail that has come through, even with embossing it. And after embossing it means that it's really easy then to colour in those tiny little leaves and some of the flowers there. So I think this card really did. It had sort of a touch of every single one, but just looks really nice then framed against the pink there. So there we go. That's that whole collection. And I have to think. Yeah, so this image was mounted just onto some Whisper White cardstock, and then the Whisper White was mounted onto the matted layer with some dimensionals. So this is a really great card if you're wanting to send some flat items through the post and not have to pay extra postage. Well, I hope that was an inspiration to you. Thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing some of your creations with the new 2016 to 2018 in colours.